Good morning, college football fans, or good afternoon, depending on where you're tuning in from today. This is 3 and Out College Edition, right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. What's going on, y'all? Your boy there to be here, accompanied by, of course, Mr. Taryn Rodriguez, and we have got some crap to get into today. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm not going to say crap, my bad, but I'm going to say the stuff that has been happening is unreal. May I say, the great modern day was on the ropes, and my goodness, I didn't think it could happen, but it did. Modern day still won, but I'm just saying, I didn't think that they could even be touched. And well, they got a little touched, so I'm just saying, big ups to Corona Centennial here in my neck of the woods. Also, we are talking plenty of football going on today. Right now, Sparty and Ohio State going head-to-head, except for it's a one-sided battle. Anyway, rivalry week coming up. UCLA, USC today. Let's hope for a good football game. And oh yeah, that's right, Division III, Division II, and NAIA playoffs starting today. You are now officially tuned in live to 3 and Out College Edition right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Welcome, college football fans. Well, here we are, dead set in the thickest of the thickest in college football, as rivalry week is somewhat here. I always say we have 2 rivalry weeks because we always have rivalry games, this week and next week, so I guess you could say week 12 and 13 or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, 12 and 13, sorry. Thank you, ESPN Scores Center app. But yes, we always have different type of rivalry games here. We have rivalry games throughout the season, but the big ones are usually saved for the end of the season, and man, they are pouring down on us so far. It's not really a rivalry, but it's semi-rivalry, of course. Michigan State and Ohio State going at it. I guess we can see who the significantly better team is, just saying. They better get Coach Izzo over there to start coaching them or something. But I'm just saying, man, Sparty's not looking too hot. Regardless, coming out of the gate today, we got so much to get into, and as I mentioned, lots to talk about when it comes to the division. Stop it, Adam. I'm just kidding. Adam, by the way, Mr. Adam Karnick in the chat room right now. They're actually in the game versus Purdue right now. Kind of cool, but yeah, 6-0, Purdue leading. Sounds like fun. Anyway, with that said, y'all, plenty of things to get into today, including a place where Adam knows all too well with Division III playoffs. Let's get into it, but first we got to introduce my boy, man. He, of course, is co-host of this show here, 3 and Out College Edition. He is founder and host of Set Point, our volleyball show, and, of course, founder and host of the SoCal Supreme Sports Show here on IE Sports Radio. He, of course, is COO of IE Sports Radio, along with Adam and Daryl, and he's just the man. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Taryn Rodriguez! What's going on, brother? How you doing today, man?
Hey, Larry. Great to be back on for a second straight week. I'm ready to talk some college football and all sorts of football. Let's get it.
Let's get it, brother. Well, first and foremost, I mean, I'm sorry, I keep on beating this dead horse, but, well, Sparta's a little more deader than that horse. Taryn, what on God's green earth is happening to Michigan State?
Ohio State has exposed them.
I think Ohio State's just playing football. Michigan State's just not better. I think that's literally, we have one football team that is much better than another football team, and they're playing football. Hey, man, you want to call it exposed? I'll take it. If you want to call it a shellacking, we'll take it. If you want to call it a beatdown, we'll take it. But whatever it is, it's 28-0 right now. And, well, I'm sorry, Sparty fans. I'm sorry, Mr. Zach Puplis. But, yeah, I know Andrew Hagenball is pretty happy about this right now. But big ups to Adam, by the way, in the chat room. He says they actually made the field They actually made the field at Wrigley big enough this year. Oh, no way! They can both play both ways. Oh, no. Well, let's see what happens with this Northwestern game, of course, as we just mentioned a few minutes ago. But, Taryn, there are so many things going on today, of course. A big one for you and me, man. UCLA versus USC. Let's just hope USC doesn't get embarrassed like last year, because that pissed me off very, very much. I won't go into details, but I was very angry. I didn't even watch the game. I was listening on USRM with Seth Eves, and I was out and about with Cecilia, and we were at one of our favorite places called Five Below, shopping around and enjoying it, and, well, I was listening to that game, and let's just say I tuned out early because I was very irritated. But some good games also last night, of course, in our neck of the woods. How about them Aztecs, man? These number 19 San Diego State Aztecs get it done last night over their rival in Sam Boyd Field. 28-20 over UNLV. Great stuff there last night. And, well, there's been some good ones. Eastern Michigan and Western Michigan got underway on Tuesday night. Very good game. Freaking nail-biter. Eastern Michigan wins this. I mean, it wasn't really a nail-biter. It was basically like a huge comeback. But, yeah, I mean, somewhat of a nail-biter, I guess, if you're East Michigan or Eastern Michigan. But they came back to win this thing all the way from 21-9 down in the third quarter, and they won at 22-21. So, some good rivalries going on here. Taryn, how you feeling today, brother? What you got your eye on, of course, out with Arkansas, Alabama. We got some good football, man. What you got your eye on today?
Well, for starters, I was surprised San Diego State had a little bit of trouble with UNLV. Like, it seems like they're playing all their opponents close, like one-score games. Like, they were 11-point favorites, and they should have demolished UNLV. But I guess for San Diego State, they're just not that type of team that likes to blow out opposing teams, which it kind of is worrisome, and it just boggles my mind. Like, I was saying San Diego State's going to dominate yesterday on my show, but unfortunately it just wasn't to be. And I even joked saying, for San Diego State fans that are at this game, make sure you do a health and wellness check on them every so often.
Well, I'll tell you, not necessarily the best game for them last night, but they still pulled it off, even though it's UNLV. Big ups to Brad Buckingham, also in the chat room, the host of the Pacific Northwest show here, the Northwest Territory Sports Show. He says here, big game for Oregon. Are they underdogs? No, they are not underdogs. There is no way they should lose this game. Tonight we're going to be talking. It's going to be a good game, but there's no way they should lose this thing. I mean, they did lose to freaking Stanford, but, we'll overlook that. Regardless, we're going to get into that game, of course, later on today, in the end of our show here today. That is the big game, the ABC Saturday Night Football game, if you will. This is what I call it. Believe it or not, Utah is actually favored. I'm not sure how, but we shall see. So, and also, by the way, Adam Karnick, one of the CEOs of iSports Radio, and also the host of our Chicago sports show, of course, Chi-Town Weekly. So, with that said, well, Taryn, there's a little something happening going on right now, and those are the CIF high school playoffs here in Southern California. Of course, we're going to touch on other regions right now, but we're going to just quick and dirty touch on Division I last night, man. By the way, if you're like tuning out because you're like, well, I'm not in Southern California. No, there's a reason why we're talking about this. Only Division I today. We're going to just kind of skim through everybody really fast right now, but the big one here in Southern California, Mater Dei, man. They are the number one team in the country. So if you've ever wondered who the best football team in the country is, well, the best high school football team is, look no further than Santa Ana's own Mater Dei. If you haven't heard of them, get to know them. They're going to be around for a long time. Yes, Mater Dei. They have been around for a long time, and they will be around for a long time. But last night, I'm so proud. The Football Factory, man. It's Corona Centennial, right here in my neck of the woods in the Inland Empire, Corona, California, not too far away. These dudes, man, the Huskies, Coach Logan, hats off to him, those Huskies, they gave Mater Dei all they could handle. I mean, Mater Dei just came off of a blowout victory, 49-14 over Norco, which is also in the same league as Corona, a Centennial. They're like literally not even 20 minutes apart, the two schools with no traffic, that is. And They blew out Norco 49-14 last week. Freaking Mater Dei gets this thing done, man. 21-16, but Centennial did not make it easy. 21-16 over Centennial as Mater Dei will move on to play Servite, which Servite would serve up freaking St. John Bosco, man. Talk about the victory last night. 40-21. The Friars will head on over to take on Mater Dei and the CIF Southern Section Division I Championship coming up on the 26th, next Saturday at 7 p.m. It's going to be a fight. Taryn, what you got for all that, man?
So the matchup is actually going to be at Veterans Stadium in Long Beach. So that was what they agreed on, prior to the playoffs, and I think that was because of the playoff committee. Not sure why they don't have other neutral sites for all the other divisions, but I guess it would just be a big of a hassle. But all in all, I was surprised that Servite really took down Bosco. I know it was the second go around, and Bosco didn't beat Servite by too much the first time, but I thought Servite really controlled the momentum of the game. Even when they trailed, they made sure they didn't get too far back of Bosco, and they made sure they were able to put points on the board. Fafita was phenomenal. T-Mac was also phenomenal on both sides of the ball, and they really shut down St. John Bosco. I never thought I'd hear myself say that, because only one team has really had an answer for Bosco, and that's Mater Dei. But for Servite to come in with that loaded team and just take down Bosco at St. John Bosco is quite phenomenal. And then as for Mater Dei and Corona Centennial, I give a lot of credit to Centennial for all that they did in that game. To hold them to only 21 points, that's amazing. But the Mater Dei defense was also amazing too. Those are one of those games that you love to see. Everyone would love to see a big, high-scoring game, but a defensive tussle is just as good.
Agreed. So we're going to have to move quickly through this one, Taryn. We only got an hour because, of course, Amanda with Frozen Takes is right after us. You're good to go, Taryn. But Adam Karnick has to have fun in the chat room and says, wait, they're better than Bishop Sycamore? Yeah, actually, they're a lot better.
Yes, better than Bishop Sycamore.
So, with that said, we're going to move on through through the southern section here. And great stuff. As a matter of fact, Taryn, since we're up against the wall this week, I know there's a lot to get to, but there's only one that I actually want to talk about right now, simply because, well, it's kind of cool that what we were talking about actually happened. Sorry to the rest of the divisions out there. We'll get to you guys next week. Of course, it's championship week, so we're definitely going to be talking about you guys all next week, on next Friday. However, the one I want to get to, Taryn, it freaking happened, man. TVHS defeated Camarillo 37-31. Newport Harbor defeated Dominguez Hills by a point, 20-19. And, well, it's your neck of the woods, or this is my neck of the woods. No, I'm not a Temecula Valley graduate, but I've lived right here. I'm not too far away. I grew up right in this area. And, well, TVHS is a strong team, and here they are. They defeated Cypress a couple years ago, an Orange County team. Well, another Orange County team. And here is your school, Newport Harbor, all the way to the final, and they're playing the Golden Bears, man. So, Darren, what you got for us, man?
So, Temecula Valley actually beat the top seed Camarillo in overtime. Camarillo actually scored 28 points in the fourth quarter to tie it at 31. And the fact that Temecula Valley was able to grind out that victory, it shows how resilient they are. And they are battle tested. That Southwestern League is really good. But as for my game between Newport Harbor and Dominguez that I attended, it was a very, very tight, contested game. Dominguez led 13-0 early on. Newport Harbor scored 14 unanswered. And then the third quarter, it was just both defenses stepping up. The offenses basically couldn't get any traction. And then Dominguez took the lead, and then Newport Harbor took the lead at 20-19. And they eventually came up big. And I kept hearing a couple of my buddies saying that Newport Harbor's defense is going to have to come up big. And I said that the Sailors can score as much as they want, but the defense has to rise to the occasion, because Dominguez put up 56 in the first round, and then they put up 40 in the quarterfinals. So To only hold them to 19 is rather impressive. Now they're on the road against Temecula Valley. I'm hoping to go to that game. Like, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I can't afford to miss it.
It's going to be a great one, man, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. So hopefully a great game here. So with that said, we'll get to all the other divisions next week. My apologies. I know we got to roll through it kind of quick today, and it kind of sucks to not announce the championships, but we'll talk about the champions next week. But as of right now, Michigan State just got scored on again because, well, Ohio State's just that good. And yeah, and you know what, man, it's just leaving a bad freaking taste in my mouth to not go through these. So here's what I'm going to do. And I hate to just cut it, but I'm going to go really fast solo real quick and just go through all the divisions here. So I messed up and clicked this one first, but Division 3, great stuff. Congratulations to Apple Valley and Sarah competing for Division 3 coming up next week. Next up here, we've got Alamany taking on Orange Lutheran. That is Division 2, so should be a solid game there. Into Division 4 here, we got Long Beach Poly, still wondering how the heck they fell Division 4, taking on St. Francis in that Division 4 championship. In Division 5, we have here Valencia will knock off Chino Hills last night, and they will be taking on Oaks Christian in what will be a solid football game in Division 5. I was talking about Division 6 will be Temecula Valley and Newport Harbor. Division 7 now. We have St. Pius taking on Aquinas, so solid schools there. Division 8, we are now over to Serrano. We'll be taking on Buena. Still can't believe Buena defeated Silverado, man, but hey, I guess Buena's much better, as you said, Taryn, you called it, man. So Division 9. Let's roll on into Division 9 really fast here. Southern Section CIF. Southern California. St. Margaret's taking on Colony. I believe that's the Colony out of Ontario, if I'm not mistaken. Solid school there. Let's see here. St. Anthony versus Northview in Division 10. Next up into Division 11. Congratulations to all these schools, by the way. Jordan moves on to take on Northwood. Awesome stuff there in Division number 11. So hats off to both those schools. Division 12. Compton will be taking on Quartz Hill. They knocked off Tockwitz last night, man, so there goes Hemet. But big ups to Hemet for making it that far, Tockwitz. Division 13. Arlington, and this is what I'm so excited about, man. The Arlington Lions from right here in Riverside, California, right here, man, our own backyard. We're taking on Montclair, also another Inland Empire team, so that should be solid. Go Lions, even though I love Montclair's colors. Go Lions, though. Hopefully they'll win that thing there in Division 13. And then Division 14, of course, we have here Rialto, another team from the IE, taking on the Wara, which is an Orange County team, of course. So big ups and congratulations to all of those teams. While I'm pulling up Division 3 real quick, Taryn, you want to go ahead and jump on any of those?
Yeah, and like you made note of, you're wondering why Long Beach Poly is in Division 4. It kind of has something to do with the strength of schedule, the Cal Prep, like mathematics and schematics and whatnot. And honestly, I definitely don't agree that Poly deserves to be in Division 4. I think they should have been in Division 3. But then again, maybe Cypress should have been in Division 5, maybe 6. Like, it's all number crunching and whatnot. So, again, this is the first year that they're doing this whole division placement at the end of the season. And it looks like some of these teams are making the most of their opportunity. Because you talked about Arlington being in the finals. They're actually 2-8. And the fact that they're making the most of this opportunity is absolutely amazing. So I think that is great stuff for Arlington, and they couldn't have picked a better time to get hot.
Dude, that is incredible. Well, great stuff there, and I want to say big ups to Adam Karnick. He says the Big Ten is not as deep in football as it thinks it is, and I completely agree with that.
The Little Ten.
Yeah, seriously, it's just, yeah, It's Ohio State's show. I mean, that's basically it. I mean, it's the Ohio State show. It's the Ohio State party, and the other teams are not invited. I mean, that's all there is to it. So, with that said, as of right now, nothing really interesting happening. Purdue just scored again on Northwestern. Sorry, Adam. That's what's going on. And, well, I don't know. Maybe Illinois make it feel better. They're taking on Iowa in a little bit, Adam, so my apologies. So, anyway, with that said, Rutgers and Penn State are tied. Almost at halftime. That's interesting. And yeah. So with that said, Weapon?
I said yes.
Isn't that funny? Like seriously. So off to Division 3, Taryn. Man, we have the brackets set and ready to roll. The games have been underway for an hour and a half now, at least some of them. Let's get into this Division 3 bracket. As of course, we have here St. John's, Minnesota taking on Lake Forest. Linfield taking on Redlands, the winner of the SIAC this year. Redlands winning probably their 50th freaking SIAC title. And, well, we'll hope they can do it. But Linfield is probably one of the best freaking teams out of the West Coast from Oregon. So we'll see if that game gets underway in about an hour and a half. So best luck to the Bulldogs of Redlands. So after that, Mary Hardin Baylor, of course, a defending champ. Not the defending champ, but a defending champ from 2 years ago. Taking on Trinity, Texas. We have Birmingham Southern taking on Huntington. Then, of course, that's the top left bracket. Bottom left bracket, Wisconsin Whitewater taking on Greenville. They're currently dominating that game, 21-0. DePaul, I believe is how you say it. DEPAUW, taking on Rose Hillman. Central out of Iowa, taking on Bethel, Minnesota. Wheaton, Illinois, taking on Aurora, and that's a big one here, Adam. If I'm not mistaken, Adam, I think he said he attended, or somebody he knows attended Aurora. So we have an all-Illinois battle here going on in the first quarter. Wheaton leads 7-6 over Aurora, so there you go. Next up, and that's the bottom left, top right bracket, North Central Illinois, the team that won it all 2 years ago in the Stag Bowl, of course, the defending champion, since there was no Division III last year, which was stupid, but is what it is. They're taking on, stupid COVID is what I'm saying, but Carnegie Mellon, I believe is how you pronounce it. Then we have Albion taking on Wisconsin Lacrosse. Sunny, or I guess SUNY is how I say it, but Cortland taking on Springfield, and Endicott taking on Rensselaer. Then bottom right bracket, Mount Union dominating as per usual over Washington and Lee. 35-0 at the half right now, starting third quarter. Salisbury taking on Johns Hopkins. Johns Hopkins is literally just running away with this thing. Kind of. 35-14 at the half. Delaware Valley and Anna Maria going head-to-head. Delaware Valley is winning big in this one, 34-10. And Muhlenberg taking on Framingham, I believe. Or Framingham, don't want to butcher the name, but State. Framingham State. Hopefully I didn't butcher that, which I just did 2 times in a row. I gotta stop saying that. Muhlenberg! 24-0 right now, starting the third quarter. And that is the Division III bracket. Any comments on these games here, Taryn?
Well, I'm really interested in that Wheaton-Aurora matchup, like you said. Like, so far it's not really been a clear-cut winner, even though it's only the first quarter. I really think that I love those interstate battles in terms of Illinois, of Wheaton and Aurora. Like, those are probably the best ones because anything can happen. So I hope we get some not-so-one-sided games just because it's looking like it's going to be that sort of thing. But that St. John's one of Minnesota and Lake Forest is still early in the stages. Like, we'll see if Lake Forest can turn it around, but that Mary Hardin, Baylor, and Trinity is also looking very tight as of right now. So I really want to see some competitive first-round games. So.
Okay, so me too. And I love how Adam says the Illini, quote-unquote, are due, or little asterisks on the side, are due for another random upset. That'd be kind of crazy. He says, no, my alma mater is Concordia, Chicago. My apologies. Finished with a 34-0 drubbing at the hands of St. Norbert. We finished 3-7. So, I'm sorry, Adam. But there you have it. So, great stuff there, Taryn. Of course, I'm cheering on Redlands. Of course, I used to play for Laverne. They're rivals, but hey, now they're a school that I have to cheer for because we don't have many Division IIIs. I mean, we have the SIAC, dude. So we're all of the same here in Southern California. Whoever wins a SIAC is basically who we all cheer for. Chapman on your neck of the woods in Orange County, Whittier or Laverne in LA and Occidental, Callaloo up north, of course, well, kind of up north by Six Flags, Ventura County, Redlands over here in the IE. I mean, we just kind of have to cheer on. I forgot if I missed anybody, but my bad. You mentioned them a couple days ago, and your show is kind of crazy for volleyball. Claremont Mudscripts, they're in there. Pitzer, Pomona, Pitzer, some IE teams there. So anyway, with that said, Redlands wins it. So yeah, man, hoping you're cheering on Redlands too. But I honestly think Mount Union, dude. I don't know. Central won it a couple years ago. Mary Hardin Baylor, won a couple years ago, the defending champions. Mary Hardin Baylor and Mount Union have had their run-ins, but seriously, dude, I'm going to stay OG here, man. I'm going to say this year, I'm still picking the Purple Raiders of Mount Union to win this thing, dude. How about you, Taryn? What do you got? Who do you got winning this tournament?
Yeah, I'm probably going to pick the Mount Union as well, just because of all the great things I've heard about them, and I think they look potent to winning another title or winning their first title. But don't sleep on Mary Hardin Baylor, even though they are still scoreless as they trail Trinity 3-0.
Well, Mary Hardin Baylor, of course, like I said, they had their run-ins with Mount Union a couple years ago, 2 years in a row, and they went 1-1. In freaking Mount Union, man, they've been dominating the Stag Bowl from the 90s all the way to the 2000s. So I don't know how many Stag Bowls they have, but I think they have the most ever. So we'll see how it goes now. But in Division 2 now, we have our brackets all set. In the top left bracket, number 1, Kutztown. They get the first round bye, and they will play the winner of New Haven and Bentley. New Haven currently the 4th overall seed, but Bentley leads 6-3 right now with 14:54 to go in the second quarter. Number 2, Shepherd in Finlay are tied, actually, 14-14 with 10:18 to go in the third quarter. And Slippery Rock, a team who went far a couple years ago, I believe. And number 3, Notre Dame, Ohio, is actually dominating right now, though another solid school. They're 30-10 right now at the half. Bottom left bracket, number 1, Ferris State. Solid school right there. Will those Bulldogs get it going? Will they continue it? We'll see. But I think the Bulldogs, but they are looking strong as they're the number 1 overall seed. They're going to play the winner of number 4, Grand Valley or Linwood. Grand Valley currently leads 10-0 with 2:04 to go in the first quarter. Then we have number 2, Harding, getting ready to take on Washburn. And number 3, Northwest Missouri State, taking on Central Washington. Bottom left bracket. All right, so top right bracket now. Number 1 on this side, Valdosta State, getting that first round bye. Defending champions, if I'm not mistaken. If I am, my apologies, but that's the last one who won that thing, but I don't know. We'll see. Number 4, Albany State in Georgia. They will take on West Georgia, and the winner will go to take on Valdosta State. We have Darrell Kinsey Jr.'s alma mater right now, number 2 in the top right. Currently leading over Kyle Duggar's alma mater of Lenore Ryan, of course. Bowie State's leading 7-0 over Lenore Ryan. Kyle Duggar, of course, picked, I think, the second round pick, if I'm not mistaken, by the New England Patriots. They're talking about him a couple days ago on Thursday Night Football. But yeah, so right now, once again, Bowie State leading 7-0 over Lenore Ryan with 15 minutes to go at the second quarter. So at the the start of the second quarter. Then number 3, West Florida taking on Newberry. Okay, I'm just going to be real. West Florida, my team, man. I love this team. These Argos are amazing. I think they won it all last year. I'm sorry if I'm not mistaken. This is only their 4th year of existence. I always talk about this team, but they freaking made it. And only in their 4th year of being a program, they in their first year they went all the way to the final and lost on on 4th down, basically with a couple minutes to go in the game. They won it all last year, I believe, or the year before, and well, here they are again. And I'm just going to cheer on the Argos, man. They're taking on Newberry, so that should be a good game. Best luck to both teams, both West Florida and Newberry coming on up. But that is going on in the top right bracket, or going on in the top right bracket. And then the bottom right bracket, Colorado School of Mines, the number 1 overall seed. They get the bye week. They play the winner of number 4, Augustina, out of South Dakota, and Bemidji State. I don't know. I always butcher that name. But Bemidji State is leading 14-10 right now with 1:46 to go in the first quarter. Then we have number 2, Angelo State taking on Minnesota Duluth. Of course, big-time hockey school there, but hey, their football's pretty good too. And then number 3, Western Colorado taking on Nebraska Kearney, I believe they pronounce it. And that is how Division 2 looks. And we have a question here in the chat room. Adam says, serious question. I don't know this could be an entire episode. Why can't the FBS do a playoff? D2 and D3 do fantastic jobs. Thank you, Adam. I think Taryn and I have been having this discussion for years now, and I completely agree. Why can't we freaking have a tournament like this? And we've talked about this before. I forgot who was on the Defining Moment before. It might have been on this show, but the NCAA, like, football would own the month of, like, December. It could be December Madness. I mean, seriously, you guys, like, or November. Like this tournament would be amazing for Division I single A. Like, and then if the bowl games are so freaking scared of losing money, why don't we just call these first rounds, like, you know, the Nobody Cares Bowl and the freaking, I don't know, the gosh dang Walmart Bowl and the Cheez-It Bowl and the Cheeto Bowl and all that. And then as we go further, second round, third round, then we start calling them the bigger bowl games. And then the Final Four, or whatever, you know, we can call that's the Rose Bowl. That could be the Rose Bowl, the Orange Bowl, the Sugar Bowl, and the Fiesta Bowl, and the National Championship could just be called the National Championship. I mean, seriously, is it really that hard? But I guess, you know, money talks, so I don't know. But anyway, Taryn, if you want to comment on that, for sure. But any of these games, man, how about Division II getting ready to start these playoffs? Well, starting.
Yes, yeah, I'm actually I have a question as well. Have they always done a 28-team bracket, or is this like the first time they're doing a 28-team bracket?
You know what's funny, Taryn? I've always seen these look like this. I'm not sure if they've ever fluctuated. I'm sure they have the amount of teams. But as far as I'm concerned, at least as long as I've been following the last, like, at least 5 years, they look just like this. So I'm pretty sure they've been like this for at least a couple of years. But they might be expanding. I have no idea. But this works for me. And yeah, Adam, perfect. The quote-unquote, we're just in it for the money bowl, ... Yeah, I'm right there with you. Right there with you. We actually have a thing going on right now, of course. Head on over to iesportsradio.com. Click on forums, scroll down, and we have our very first IESR forum giveaway. And I posted in there yesterday, name the stupidest rules you can in all of sports. I just threw in there the NCAA because, boy, you don't want me to go in on the NCAA. There are too many stupid rules. I mean, seriously. Cecilia knows, too. She can't stand the NCAA because of all the crap we've heard and we talked about on our show and everything like that, all these dumb rules. And, well, it's just it's not a rule, but it's something I can't stand about the NCAA. But anyway, yeah, but if you want to go ahead and enter for your chance to win a free shirt next month, well, get in there and tell us what you think about the rules you hate in sports. And then make a good point for it. I'll make a good argument. So, anyway, Taryn, continue.
Yeah, so all in all, I definitely, if NCAA Division II can have a 28-team bracket, then the FBS can definitely have an expanded bracket. Like, come on now, it's rather crazy. But back to those matchups, I really am looking forward to a majority of these matchups going on. Like, I think Bowie State is currently my dark horse pick to win it all. I mean, I wouldn't put money on it, but honestly, I think they may be a dark horse team, possibly. So, as for my favorite, it would probably be Valdosta State or maybe even Ferris State. So,
very good schools there and very good picks. Bowie State, Darryl will be very happy to hear that right now because he's cheering them on, I'm sure. So I'll tell you. But with that said, man, talking a little NJCAA, going a little backwards here. We did have some championship stuff going down here. So we have the SWJCFC playoffs going on right now. Tyler and New Mexico Military getting ready to get set in about a couple hours here. And that's the only one that's actually a part of, well, a game that's a playoff game. So right now we have awaiting the two seeds, both on Sunday, as a matter of fact. They're going to get down on Sunday. Independence to await their opponent in the KJCCC playoffs, and so is Coffeyville. They will host higher seed. We also have Garden City taking on Hutchinson, and that is the KJCCC championship going on. So those are all those games to look forward to coming up on Sunday. And then, well, we got lots more coming your way. If I'm not mistaken, the championship game was actually going to be held on the 2nd. If I'm not mistaken, it might be the 2nd. I know it's kind of crazy the days they have sometimes, but the national championship game. So the NJCAA National Championship. Congratulations, Taryn. I don't know if you knew this already, man. I guess their record was good enough. I think they run similar to the BCS, I think, like how it works. But congratulations to the Independence Pirates. They have claimed their spot on December 17th in the NJCAA National Championship, and they await the winner of, I'm not sure who they got to see win, of course, to get the higher seed, but Independence is in it. It seems like this yesterday. I was watching them on Last Chance U, and, well, here they are, man. So this Independence team awaits their opponent, and, well, we shall see. But how about that going on in the NJCAA, Taryn?
Yeah, that was some great stuff right there, and I'm seeing some of these other matchups that are happening. I don't know if these are like bowl games or anything, but I'm seeing Lackawanna taking on Georgia Military, Monroe College taking on Sussex County, and Tyler taking on New Mexico Military in this Wool Bowl, which I guess is the playoffs, basically playoffs game. So I don't know what the Lackawanna Georgia Military matchup is. Maybe it's like a bowl game or something. Like it's something that kind of boggles my mind.
No, these are just regular games, I think, Taryn. Once again, I think how the NCAA works is similar to the BCS, to where these are just games being played, basically gets to be played. They have like their own playoffs and their conferences, I think. But regardless, I think that's how they work, is like the best records, of course, the best two. Independence probably undefeated, and you know what I mean? So they're the ones that are out there doing their thing, but we'll look further into that. But great stuff there, Taryn. And let's move forward into the CCAA, something you and I know all too well. Coming up, man, today, of course, we have some good football coming your way, you guys. On the 20th, of course, today, so we have a makeup game, actually, from 9:18. San Bernardino Valley taking on Mount Sac, so Mount San Antonio. Solid school there. Fullerton and San Diego Mesa, Southwestern and Cerritos, Moore Park, LA Pierce, Ellen Hancock, Long Beach, West LA, Santa Monica, Gavilan and Feather River, and Sequoias and Shasta. Now, those are just regular games going on. However, next week on the 27th is where we start the CCAA playoff quarterfinal. Golden West awaits in the bowl game. They await in the quarterfinal. And, well, we'll see. So that's the actual CCAA playoff quarterfinal. I'm not sure the difference between the Southern Regional. However, my RCC Tigers, even with 2 losses, I think more 3, I don't know, something like that. But very competitive down here in the CCAA. And, well, good stuff here. Riverside will await their opponent in the CCAA Southern Regional semifinal. Also, in the NorCal semifinals right now, American River will await their opponent as well. So, Taryn, man, we're getting real close here to these to the CCAA championship, man. And looks like Golden West out of your territory and RCC out of my territory are still alive and well.
Yeah, Golden West is really having a phenomenal season. I don't understand how, but that team is rolling. That team has revived itself back to its glory days. I think it was like 2012 or 2013. I also remember that they were number 1 for a little bit in 2015 until OCC knocked them off in their rivalry game. Something else to note is I have to congratulate OCC on winning another conference game as they actually beat West LA, if I'm not mistaken. West LA, West LA. Yeah, so yeah, they beat West LA 20-17, and thank goodness that they have now won 2 conference games, which is more than I could really say for the past. But I digress. I'm just going to give them their props and their congratulations on winning and ending the season on a high note. So good for them.
Darren, they got the victory, and that's all that matters. Congratulations to them, man. Looking forward to that. And, well, looking forward to them next year, man. They ended on a good note, and, well, there you have it. So, with that said, Taryn, we have here the playoffs already and set for the NAIA. Number 1, Lindsey Wilson, the team that won it all in the spring out of Kentucky. They'll be taking on number 16, Montana Western. Next up, number 2, Morningside, the team that won it all 2 years ago. Out of Iowa, we'll take on number 15, Ottawa. Number 3, Grandview out of Iowa will be taking on number 14, Dickinson State out of North Dakota. Number 4, Northwestern out of Iowa will be taking on number 13, Central Methodist. Number 5, Kansas Wesleyan taking on number 10. Number 5, Indiana Wesleyan taking on number 10, Kansas Wesleyan. Number 6, Reinhardt taking on number 12, Kaiser. Number 7, Marion, a team that won it back-to-back years, a couple years back, taking on number 9, Southwestern. And the final game, number 8, Concordia, Michigan, will be taking on St. Xavier out of Illinois. Taryn, who you got this year, man, in the NAI? This looks like a good playoff bracket.
I'm hang on for a little bit. My thing is my thing just crashed. So, but all in all, okay, now it's back up. Sorry, my bad. So, it's up for grabs in my opinion. I honestly think maybe Morningside could win it all, but then you also have Kansas Wesleyan, and then I think maybe Concordia or Marion are dark horses. So we'll see.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Lindsey Wilson, man. I think
Lindsey Wilson too.
They're out to prove, that this team. They're definitely out to prove that it wasn't a fluke. The Dodgers tried to do that. That they didn't win it last. They won it last year in a 60-game season, but they didn't want to show that the spring season was a fluke. The same thing with, what do you call it? The same thing with the Lakers. Everybody who won last year in the COVID year, they're out to prove something. And the same thing, Lindsey Wilson, they're out to prove it, man. They won it in the spring, but I guarantee you they're getting those people that are like, oh, whatever, it was a COVID year, or it was, a horrible year because of COVID. You still suck and you didn't really win anything because it wasn't a regular season. I'm just saying. Some people are going to say that. I don't know if they're going to say you still suck. I'm just saying. But overall, I just added that. But overall, man, I think Lindsey Wilson has a lot to prove, and I think they're going to get it done. Adam Karnick says, go St. Xavier, beat Concordia, Ann Arbor. So, yeah, man, there you have it. This looks like a battle we got going on here between friends. Adam Karnick and Zachary Puplis. That game is going to be good. Actually, here, I just want to read a little bit of what it has here at NAIA.org. So, it says the Cardinals will be hosting their first ever NAIA Championship Series first-round game, marking the 5th consecutive year that the Cardinals have made the playoffs. Let's see. SXU now has 14 appearances in the NAIA playoff, or NAIA Football Championship Series, but first since 2018, and holds all-time postseason record of 18-12. This FCS game will be the 331st in SXU football history, where they are 205-125. Cougars have won national championship coming in 2011, as well as reaching the semifinal in 2006, 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012, and 2014. Concordia enters the postseason as an at-large bid, and played two MSFA Midwest teams during non-conference play. CUAA lost their only game of the year on the road against Marion, Indiana, of course, who enters a solid team, who enters the championship series as the number 7 seed. They are holding opposing teams to 15.4 points per game, Taryn, and they are 5-0 at home. Concordia. So, Adam says here, Ann Arbor is a sister school to my alma mater. Like a lot of siblings, we don't get along. Oh, boy. So, Taryn, how do you think about that little bad blood there?
Oh, that's going to be a fun matchup right there. I'm definitely looking forward to that, and I really think I want to see the banter between Adam and Zach. I need that.
I'm Sam here, man. So, with that said, Taryn, we only got a little bit short. Sorry, I know we started 5 minutes late. We got to get up right at 11, of course, for Miss Amanda. But in the FCS, Taryn, we have one more week to go. And, well, if I'm not mistaken, 1 more week? No, 2 more weeks. No, 1 more week, and then we got playoffs starting up and everything. So, coming up this week, we got some fun ones, man. We got some good rivalry games going on, I believe. But overall, I feel like right now, of course, we have those mean front runners coming up. And really, North Dakota State, are they really out, or are they going to make a run in the playoffs? South Dakota State, they knocked off North Dakota State this year. Will they make it happen? Right now, I guess there's 4 rivals up there, the U's of and the state schools. Right now, South Dakota and North Dakota State are going head-to-head. Well, they will in a little bit. And then South Dakota State and North Dakota are going head-to-head in a little bit. So should be some good stuff there. But really, as for today, man, just some smaller games, I guess. Cal Poly and Northern Arizona going head-to-head. That's in our neck of the woods, Taryn. I don't think it's a rivalry game, but that's going head-to-head. The big one is happening in just 10 minutes. I don't know what number they are, but this is always one of the biggest, best games around the country, and some people just don't even know it exists because it's an awesome game. I don't know, but the 9-1 Montana State Bobcats are going to take on the 8-2 Montana freaking Grizzlies. And this is going to be such a special game. There's so much on the line between these two teams. I think it's for, of course, this is probably for their, I don't know what their conference is called, but I'm pretty sure this has implications. But yeah, they're going head-to-head today, and well, this is going to be one solid football game. So overall, Taryn, I'm going to go. I'm going to say that I'm going to go with the Bobcats in this one. But dang it, man, it looks pretty legit though. Looks like it should be a good game. And there you have it. But other than that, just a couple, final touch-up games, I believe. Some rivalry games going on, but that's really about it. And Sacramento State, UC Davis, of course, here in Cali, and that's really about it. So we're just getting ready, cross the T's, dotting the I's, and get ready for the playoffs coming up here. Taryn, any word on the FCS before we jump into the FBS?
Well, I was going to say a team to kind of watch for that's kind of resurged is San Diego in the FCS, as they've taken off their horrible start and have now ripped off, I think, 6 in a row. Like, they've basically risen from the grave like the Undertaker, and they play Stetson. And it looks like they're most likely going to be playing in their conference championship, barring a loss today. So I think it's going to be. I wouldn't sleep on the Toreros just because I think they're starting to play some of their best football. They won last week against Morehead State 10-3. So yeah, that was something I needed to touch up upon, that I touched up upon yesterday on my show.
Awesome, brother. Well,
they're actually winning 19-0.
Hey, good job, man. Well, let's see. Let's go Toreros. By the way, Taryn, just in case you haven't noticed, Ohio State's throwing a few more touchdowns on top of their score. So it is now 49-0 at the half. Taryn, who are you taking in that game?
Oh, my gosh. I obviously am going Ohio State. Like, how does that happen? A matchup that's looking amazing on paper, very interesting on paper, it turns out to be a complete beatdown.
This game is a dud. I mean, oh my gosh, is this really happening right now? Sparty is getting embarrassed at the horseshoe, man. They can call it at the half. They don't have to play the second half, man. I'm sure Ohio State would really appreciate just, the extra time to heal, because, yeah, man, this is going to be nothing more than putting in your second stringers and just letting them do their thing. But yeah, Adam says, Sparty, wake up, Sparty, you had a game to play today. Yeah, well, Adam, they're kind of halfway through it, and, well, the lead is almost insurmountable. I'm sorry. I mean, I don't know. I guess everything's impossible until it's done, but I don't know about this one. But anyway, Taryn, let's go around the league real fast, around the country, that is, and just look at some games here. Purdue leading Northwestern 13-7, so there's that going on. Penn State's actually leading Rutgers at 7-0 at the half. Okay, some more games today, some ranked ones. Washington, Colorado, that's not ranked, but it should be interesting, I guess. Number 21, Arkansas, and number 2, Alabama. Always a fun game there. That should be a really good matchup to watch. Later on today, of course, UCLA, USC. Of course, I'm taking my Trojans. I hope we don't get embarrassed, but you had a lot to say about that yesterday, Taryn. If you want to refresh,
they need to play for pride.
Yeah, please do.
And goal purposes.
Yeah, that's right. Because you said 6 games, so yeah, we need some freaking wins. So anyway, Taryn, yeah, that's really it. I mean, Cal and Stanford, that's a rivalry game going on today. The game or whatever they call it, that's going down. But then again, we have the big one, of course, later on tonight. Pac-12 game on Saturday Night Football. Number 3, the 9-1 Oregon Ducks head on over to Utah to take on the number 23 Utah Utes at 7-3, and they're favored by 3 points. Taryn, can you please tell us why they're favored at 3 points?
Because they're thinking that Oregon is rather suspect. And Utah is playing their greatest football as of late. So, all in all, I'm obviously going to pick Oregon, but I would not be surprised if Utah gave them a battle, because once again, Utah has been up and down. They lost to Oregon State, but they have rebounded in several different games. They even lost the Holy War, and they lost to San Diego State. So, all in all, for Utah, I think they'll give Oregon a battle, but I got to go with the Duckies.
You and me both, Darren. I just don't know how Utah, how they have everybody, how they have them. How do they have them freaking favored by 3 points? I'm not sure. This is no diss to the Utes. I'm just saying, Oregon is, I believe, the much better team. But then again, I think everyone said that too versus Stanford. So I believe the suspect card has been pulled, Darren. And, well, it's pretty safe to say that Oregon, you shouldn't have lost that game to Stanford, because now everyone's looking at you funny. So I agree. I'm going to go Oregon in this one. I think they'll win this one pretty... I want to say pretty handedly. I want to, Darren. I want to say they're going to freaking win this game by like 14 points. But I don't know, man. That damn line's got me a little worried because somebody knows something. So I don't know. I guess if you just know football. And at the end of the day, Oregon has been a little weird. They've been a little suspect. It was just one game, I know, but I get it. Utah, hey, solid. They've been pretty all right. And you know what? I like that they have been resilient. They lost some key games this year, but overall, this team has to show it tonight. They're on national television. They're playing one of their biggest rivals, of course, in the Pac-12 because they're both in the North. Overall, man, this is going to be a fight. I'm really excited for this, and it just seems like this game can really go either way. I don't want to say it like that. I really don't, Darren. I'm not a fan of saying that for this game because I really think Oregon will dominate. And I'm sorry, Utah's not in the North. They're in the South. My apologies. So they already won this thing. And they're pretty much done unless ASU somehow pulls it out and gets up there. But at the end of the day, that's it. And then last but not least, since we're both fans, Taryn, we only got like 3 minutes left here. But UCLA, USC, or shall I say USC, UCLA, they play in the Coliseum today. Final thoughts and why?
I'm going with USC. I feel Jackson Dart will lead the Trojans to victory, and I think he will eventually earn that starting quarterback spot permanently, especially since Keaton Slovis is pretty much nearing graduation.
Yeah, so best luck to both those young gentlemen. And UCLA favored by 3.5 points here by the ESPN Score Center app, but we shall see. So, Taryn, that was a great show, brother. Hey, man, I guess this is, it's about that time to, wait a minute. I gotta end this in style, brother. So, as per usual, man, it's time to cue the music, because we're out of here. All right, my boy, Mr. Taryn Rodriguez, tell us, brother, where can these diehard college football fans find you and all the great things you do? And, of course, man, your final thoughts on today's show.
You can follow me on Twitter at Taryn Rodriguez1. That's where my main content is. All in all, it was another great show. We were able to condense everything into less than an hour. And, hey, I wouldn't want to do it with anyone else.
Hey, same here, brother. Glad to have you aboard, man. We've been doing this show strong for 2 seasons now. Glad to have you, man. And same here. We don't have nobody else doing this show, man. You know your stuff. I love it. We have plenty. We're just getting into the fun part, though. We've skipped a lot this year, unfortunately, because of work and everything. But we're solid. We got a solid time, and we're getting into the fun part, or at least solid day. Time to go shaky, but we are ready to roll. We got playoffs starting in Division 3, Division 2. FCS starts next week. The NAIA, the playoffs are starting. The CCAA, we got some playoffs basically starting next week. The NJCAA, well, we're getting ready for that championship, and Independence will await their opponent. And, well, the FBS is, well, interesting. So we'll keep it at that. Rivalry week will roll on next week. We got, of course, the game, Michigan and Ohio State, and lots more to come. Ladies and gentlemen, this is me, your boy Larry B, and for me, your boy Larry B, and Chip Rodriguez, and IE Sports Radio. This has been 3 and Out College Edition, right here on IE Sports Radio. We'll see you next week. Until then, take care, and as always, God bless.